Sometimes people say that they don't need green stuff on their toenails, or else they can't come here because I see in secret. You don't want to see no nigga putting this on their butt cheek unless you're like hot, unless you move and say, I don't want to do that. You see, so it's not about getting the trick. Someone will say, "Oh, I got you, I got you." You just have to see what it means. I said, "Don't you want to have meat on your chest?" You see, don't you want to have like meat here? But some niggas don't want that. You see, so the people will be like, "Oh, I'm finna get you right." You have to get right yourself. So that's why you gotta have protection. So to see my head, you have to prove, even though you could put this and get real skinny like Stefan, you have to prove that when the neighbor is there, you have to break the wall and leave, or else you can't be doing that because the neighbor will say, "Hey, I might try that. I'm not into that. I might study to how that gets in there so I can help people, but not if you're a Mexican, then you have to show that you make a multiple out of this because nobody wants people to use Mexicans to put their enzymes in the ultra bright. You see, that's why people have to put it on their butt cheek because white girls will say, "Hey, I want to go and marry, so this is a very nice product." But if you see a big Latino using, maybe if someone uses this, Latinos got pretty hair, they can use this, but not when they use the specific equate with it. Then you'll be like, "Hey, don't use my products." So sometimes when people try to identity theft people, you'll say, "Why are you trying to identity theft and put toothpaste on your butt?" Yeah, it defames the skin into a smooth complexion, but why is it that you would do that with a toothpaste from the store that people use unless I was in the site using heavy psych hospital products and it was really good because someone claims that they locked me in the psych hospital, but I made something out of nothing because when I didn't put this phone in the roof, it means that sometimes when they put this mirror, I used to be really handsome, but I say, "Hey, I don't want to offend people, but if you say the nigga is ugly, I'm pretty as hell." So sometimes when you lock people in a psych hospital, you were stalking people because your man was a bitch and you wanted to feel bad for yourself because you got offended that a young man was building his household and he didn't even know you, but you wanted to destroy his life because you were making music and sounds that you claimed didn't come from you. When a boy said, "Hey, I make music," and you got offended because you wanted to say that when you try to steal his identity with your people who didn't exist, you claim that you had an eviction letter somehow hiding like a bitch and calling the police and locking him in a psych hospital because you were claiming that you were in secret when he made moves that you would never make. And now you're telling people that you want to be seen in secret because you were already attacking him in 2015 before 2020 summer, and you were already attacking him and 26 the thing. So that would be this side of the house would be after 2015, 32, 28, and this side will be after 2016, 30, 20, 28, 32. So you could even do like a 14, a 19, a 17 in the order and add an X to it, and it would mean something about July from last year, and then this from the fall, and then this from 2015, and then maybe that from the first year after 19 before an attack was already there. So when I put this white stuff on my belly and I got the Lee Stone King attack long before, this was already before the table was tossed. At what point did they try to enter my mailbox and scam me, claiming that they were trying to steal my identity because they claimed that they didn't exist when I was locked in the psych ward. But now when I made my compensation of my bank accounts and I showed the registry of how to make a thing, that we're trying to say that it didn't come from them and I can't have my sentences because when they claimed that the management was traveling an eviction letter because they say that they didn't exist when they claim that I can't prove and submit my sentences for the law that I created and the justices of how it matters to me in America for myself of how I conduct myself and the way that things go. So when I come in here, I say the man needs green things on his toes because if he doesn't, I don't want no albino, or when I'm black and handsome, I don't want people trying to say, "Oh, I could lock you in the psych hospital and call the police and I can't do nothing about it," because you claim that when a man sees a multiple, Jerome and Jerome, it's not about getting a multiple, it's about doing what you want to do. So when I got into a lot of fights as a young man, you got offended claiming that you want to be seen for something that you're not, because when a boy said I texting you, you went to a lame nigga school and you were saying you were going to get a gun, and that's why when I messaged Jafar, you got scary as hell. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So sometimes I'm the type of nigga, I put it on the line real swiftly. You see, I'm finna show you all this thing. They locked me in the side, the old lady didn't didn't exist, call the police. I get things real quick. I don't care about your old Mexican. I care about what's mine as a young man. So when I have a girl and I want her to impress her, I don't want no psych hospital light skill nigga touching on her. I do what I have to do to be a man because I want to protect my girl. You can touch your dookie, you can eat your Mexican booty, but just don't touch my stuff because you could just call the police and have behind the wall and say that he's crazy because you claim that when he protected what belongs to him, it doesn't belong to you, okay? Capiche? That's what I'm gonna tell you. So some people try to stop me saying it's not fair. I could do that because it's not true. I have a whole fucking school at my fucking doorstep. Do you understand me? So I know, so sometimes when it's a lame nigga, sometimes people be like, man, this and that nigga lame, and my pictures on the thing. Just sometimes people have to type a comment on the name, but not if people, only if they get a lawsuit, you see. Sometimes people will be like, hey, I like that when that boy come around, as long as he doesn't like be idle as hell and idle as hell, you see. I never idle. Look at this pretty ass movie on my shit. Look, lawsuit like a motherfucker. All the girls looking pretty as something like a Zena, a Rihanna, and a ZZ. Let me tell you, so some girls, they'll look at a man and they'll say, hey, I could fix it because they'll say, hey, a little difference. And the baby, sometimes a baby will have light skinned like Desi, you see. So it's when the brown white lady, it's about her that looks like she is light complexion, so the man doesn't want to multiple her, but they have to prove Chris Brown says, oh, there's no other me, you see. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So sometimes Chris Brown could tell you he does things because he loves women just like me. So it's a black bite. Sometimes people say, hey, why did you try to multiple me? So you just have to know Chris Brown could get one girl. If he had three girls, someone is going to try to compete with him. So if he's careful, he might not get a competition. But all these lame niggas claim that they want to be seen, but they say that, well, my girl, you got to be careful because I had my first job when I was 15. They try to lock me in the psych hospital. Because all this stuff, there's an SD in here, there's a USB here, there's almost a tablet in the Apple store. So I'll probably say that and the hardware, they probably didn't get like an SD card or something. So sometimes I'll probably say when I got my SD card, I'll probably say there's a blue notebook, there's a blue binder, there's probably something like it's probably something in the sewer. That's probably the thing. I put my coin on top of the my thing before they try to evict me. Because when I had this one, it was painted before 2015. Before I got my Amazon tablet in the other room. Before this one was even after my brown drawers versus the church. And then it's Methodist 7 letters, Mariano 5 letters. Very important for a 357. So I got this one, 3 things, 3 decades. Well, plus one, it's a lot of things that I could do. So some people might like my sons. They might send me a woman because they'll be like, as long as she's skinny. But it's like some girls, they may get offended because they'll be like, why does they like him? Because I keep my toenails really dirty. So like you only clip the toenails and don't clip your toenails in the psych hospital because then people are going to get the same toenail as you. So you have to keep them dirty. And it's like only when you're done working, then when you rest, that's when only when you put your feet in the field, you keep your feet dirty. So you wash them when you feel fresh. That's how it goes. So sometimes when people go to Jewel Law School, Mexican, I don't really do that because I like to do things. So I get a little chubby because like I keep my testosterone and my marble because I want to go to the mountain. That's what you call the Garfield Field, and I want to get my rocks and my beaches because that's the type of stuff I like to do. So sometimes when I go to the mountain in the winter, it's different than a mountain after June because it's a Gemini, and so the rocks turn. It's like going to the beach because it turns into a sandy day. So sometimes when in Chicago, I'll turn into a kitty and I'll say, hey, I want to go there, but they say, oh, these people is living in her house and they call the police on me. I had to get my first job when I was 15. My tax season, they try to make a coronavirus this year versus 2020. I could do this wall, flip it vertically, do a 2016. Go around the half side of this wall in the middle, 2 half, split to two Fosters and one high school, and then I go to the other side. So a lot of women really like me, you see. Skinny girls saying, oh, I could do that, but not if you're skinny from the mini. I'm looking for a skinny from the bop, you see. So sometimes when I claimed that my kid could have blue hair, but now these murderers are saying they just want to get things for free and steal things. That's why when I see this ultra bright, I put it in my chest because I say, oh, if I put this, the enzymes, it's like if you put sugar on a bean and put water in it, the beans will consume the sugar, but you have to be a certain blood cell. So I guess when people were trying to put me in the hospital, they say they wanted to help me, but really they were trying to kill me because they say that when I was doing my sentences, they were jealous and offended because the murderer says Dookie people were trying to put their head shape on me long before a lot of people even existed for 3 years versus 27, 28, flip 16, 14 without them mentioning and without my tape park and my mailbox in the summer and this side of the house versus the fall. Didn't even never even mention going past fall this side and that side versus this side and this side flip a whole different thing versus the mailbox and this and Carter and this side as a palace in a courtroom. This window versus the missing meaning of that window versus whatever 2 boxes from 38, 32 that side on the other side of the wall, and then you even have a mirror too. So I guess when people got offended when I proved my belief, you ain't gonna have it on me. You ain't gonna call the police and act like a crybaby because you can't want to blame things on me because you didn't love your stuff when I love my stuff. You was offended because you wanted to destroy me because you just existed for nothing. When I had my first job when I was 15, my first department didn't have it a good way. So when you didn't even love your stuff, you got offended at what a boy believed. And you tried to lock him in the hospital, claiming you get into no fights. Your crybaby false people was offended when they were trying to attack me, but you said that you don't want to relate to people because you were jealous and offended that when I built for what I believe, you tried to murder nigga, and that's why you say, oh, I could just call the police and try to scam nigga because you claim that when he took over, you were a crybaby telling people that you want to offend people because your mama and your daddy from the law of an Indian man wanted to tell people that you thought he was going to be locked up for life, but instead he does 4-0 championship Trump, and then whatever 23 championship Biden will also be for the Bush return on 4, and then the 08 Biden Trump. So please don't touch me. Please don't touch my stuff. I'm a grown man. Please don't hide behind the wall telling people it's funny because you thought you were going to hide like a crybaby and say that you want to be seen. You could be the biggest Mexican. I don't care. It's a specific way that I do things that you don't touch me. You don't touch what I believe. You don't touch things that don't belong to you, and you don't tell people that you're gonna or wanna blame things and have a secret off of what a young man built, okay? So when it's housing, I guess people seen as the perfect opportunity to try to steal my identity, claiming that I can't do my sciences because people will say, hey, I did want to get a church release and I wanted to praise the Lord, but the truck driver kept saying, what if I don't bring the truck driver? Then it's like he's going to try to say that I'm not trying to make a multiple out of him because I want to get into a tribe where I could go to Mexico and live as if it's Barbados, not funky Toro, for put my booty on people and say you're embarrassed to people. Go call the police and don't be putting your big fat toilet dookie ass and dooking in the toilet saying that you want to be embarrassed of a young nigga because he was 15 when you try to lock him in a psych hospital and you didn't even play the game when the management was saying, oh, we just trying to get under her skin. So now you talking about you don't know what's going on. Talking about you want to make people fear you because you've been living there from even before I was here. I said, go. So sometimes I'll be like, man, Latinos, like, what type of Latino is it? Is it a Latino from Mexico? A Latino from Spain? Is it an individual Latino? Is it a Latin? Is it a Latina? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So sometimes I don't want to send you, oh, some girl Latinos could get beautiful, but I'm not, you messed up my feet. I had to walk for miles. I had got eviction letters. I was getting attacked. People didn't even love all that nonsense. Church stuff didn't even exist in 2015, was already getting attacked after these long court days from the left side of this house 2022 before the court date, right side of this house 2012 before the court date, 2012 after 2001, this had 2015 after the court date, that side 2001, 2004 return before the court date.